Okay.
Gosh, you should double act.
I think he's going to come in at the right time.
I'm not sure what he's going to get, but okay. Oh, look, he's prepared.
Oh,
Excellent.
nice. Brilliant.
Okay. It's called The Perfect Cup of Tea. He didn't introduce himself. He didn't have any slides. He just started telling us about how to make the perfect cup of tea. As I recall, it went something like this. Maybe Alistair, you can give us the recipe for a perfect cup of tea.
Well, you see now this is like the two Ronnies. This is like being on Newsnight. What do you think? Because when we tell a story, a cup of tea in the morning in our house is boil the kettle, tea bag, spoon, fire it in, count to 7, and that's this. Fire tea bag out. But what you don't know is that I've one of the largest collections of teacups in Ireland. That you'd be pleased to know they're not in this room, so I can't get them. And so it's this, it's a bit like thinking, reflective, taking time. Will I have Earl Grey? Will I have Lapsang Souchong or Yan Krajnaya? Or will I have a chai halfway up Annapurna? But it's sitting in your perfect chair with your favorite book, quotes of Oscar Wilde. It has sat for 3 minutes 10 seconds, according to Suki Tea in Belfast, in an enamel pot. And as they say, like Robert Frost, that has made all the difference. Over to you.
Thank you. Now, as an Irish person, I live up to the stereotype of being a big fan of tea. However, at that precise moment, as I looked at the bewildered faces of my classmates, these were the thoughts going through my head. What has this got to do with engineering, and how will it help me pass the exam? I knew that the business module in final year was going to be a bit different from the normal rigors of thermodynamics and fluid mechanics, but the perfect cup of tea was not what I was expecting. Where was the step-by-step instruction on how to write a business plan? Well, Alistair continued and introduced our first assignment. To make people feel something, we had to make a 1-minute video, and it had to make people feel something. Happy, sad, inspired, angry, whatever we wanted to do. No rules. We could even hand in a blank CD if we wanted to, though you likely wouldn't get a very high mark. He shared the best of the entries from the previous year's students, and it seemed like we had a lot to live up to. The videos were incredibly creative, and well, yes, they made us feel something. We left the lecture still a little bit bemused, but intrigued and energized. It felt like the beginning of something. Over the next weeks and months, this lecture would become the highlight of our week. As we heard stories about what made the perfect pencil or the fastest rowing team, we were inspired to push ourselves beyond what the technical specifications told us to design. We started thinking about who we were designing for. How could we provide them with an exceptional customer experience? How could we be exceptional? We started to get out into the field to talk to real people about what their problems were. I came back to university driven to create something that made their lives better. Why? Because we knew it could be done. We'd heard the stories of the people who'd done it before. Now, I spent 4 years at university sitting in lectures. I remember almost none of them. Of course, I retained the knowledge of and the ability to apply the formulas, but the actual lectures, not really. The only ones that taught me through the story are the ones I remember a decade later. Now, it's funny how life comes full circle, because I haven't really remembered that for about a decade. But at the end of last year, I was asked to make a video for my team to kind of make us proud of the great work we'd done over a difficult year when we were all working remotely. And I was reminded of this assignment at university. The first time I was asked to make a video that made people feel something. In my role at Puck Creations, my job is to make people think, feel, and take action. And in my job at Philips as an engineer, I have to create a world-class patient experience in healthcare. In both of those roles, I keep reminding myself, what's the story here that we'll remember in 10 years' time?